Hey there, if you've come over from Instagram, hello. If you haven't, hello on YouTube. Today we're going to be reviewing the Ténéré 700. Now this bike and its predecessors have been knocking around for about 40 years, and so this bike is quite the bulletproof motorcycle, and it has such a wonderful history. So interestingly, you know, this Ténéré, as I said, has a 40-year history. And what's really nice about this Ténéré, back in 2020, this bike was released, and it filled a gap in that sort of mid-range adventure category. And what they did was really clever, is they kept the bike really simple. So all this bike has is ABS. It doesn't have traction control. It doesn't have lean tilt control. It doesn't have all of the stuff that you would expect on a modern bike, which means that this bike is very easy to maintain. So if you're going to go away on a long adventure, this is a good choice because it's very low maintenance. And the engine, the CP2, I think it's 689cc engine, is bulletproof. It's been around for a long time. The ABS on it is got sort of 3 modes now in the new one. So it's no ABS on the front, or no ABS at all, or ABS on, and that is about it. So if you're new to the adventure area, this bike is one of the really good choices. It's that mid-range. It's just, you know, 700cc. It's very forgiving. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that other bikes have. All it has is ABS. Low down power. It's very easy to use. The suspension is a little soft, so it's very forgiving. The whole thing has a great balance. So when you are doing that little bit more difficult terrain, it really helps you to get better. With this package here, with this basic package, you can really pretty much do anything you want. So and of course, because the engine is so bulletproof and the engine has been around for so long, or different versions of it, it's incredibly reliable. It has all that, you know, Yamaha, that tuning fork experience and build quality that you would expect from a Yamaha, that just keeps going and going. Right, so this is the base model, and the suspension is perfectly good. It's brilliant if you're a beginner off-road, or if you're an experienced off-road rider. You can really throw this bike about. It's very forgiving. It has lots of good, easy, usable power down low and up high. I think that if you're thinking about buying this and you want to do a lot more road work, I think you would have to sort of think about that. But if you wanted to do some off-road and on-road, but not big distance, then this is the kind of bike for you. You know what's really nice about this bike as well, and if you were thinking about, you know, crossing Africa or crossing America or going through Europe or whatever it is, you know, because this bike is very simple, it just relies on a key, not a key fob. You could take a spool of gaffer tape and a handful of cable ties, and I think you'd probably almost be okay. And I like that, the simplicity of it, and I think there's something reassuring about that. So this is the base model, which is the Ténéré 700, and it works out at around just over £10,000, which is pretty good, really. You get a lot for your money, I have to say. And then they have the World Rally one as well, and a couple of other editions. So you can really choose what you want. The World Rally obviously has much better suspension, and obviously the price reflects that as well. But I like it, you know, and that brings me on to the styling of the bike. Now they've upgraded the bike, and they've done the TFT. The display has gone sort of digital. Again, that's very easy to use. It just has a little wheel here to use, and I love the front end, and it has that real kind of Dakar kind of feel to it, doesn't it? With that this front unit here, and these lights. I love these lights. I think that's very pretty. They've got LED lights for the first time, so that's tidied them up, so they don't have those big old floppy lights that they had before. So that's a really good addition. I love the fact that it's got these blue anodized rims, which are very pretty. Obviously got plenty of stopping power. There's available as an option, there's a quick shifter that you can add to this if you want it. And then there's obviously other bits and pieces, but you can figure all that out. You build your own stuff and add on loads of stuff if you want to. Or, you know, get a model that has all that stuff on it, and you probably get a better deal. Yeah, but it is pretty baby, isn't it? So it has a new screen that's nice, sort of, I suppose, iPhone-looking screen. And it's kind of basic. It gives you sort of your basic information that you need. What's nice is with this little wheel here on the right-hand side, this controls everything here. So you can push down, and the settings come up, and you can change your settings. That's the ABS mode there. So you can have it on, you can have rear ABS off, or you can have ABS completely off. That's it for the electronics. So this is there's two displays that you can do on this. This is the more sort of off-roady one, where it gives you your speed, but it gives you your revs in a more up front. And then you just press and hold here. You go to themes, you press that once, you go to street, press it again, and then press and hold, and then you've got the more sort of street version that you would expect. So, you know, just whatever you fancy. Right, also with the new screen, you can connect your phone. It has all that connectivity, and you can keep an eye on, with the Yamaha app, you can keep an eye on your servicing and all that kind of stuff. So you can get updates from Yamaha if there are any. So it's got all that interactive stuff. It now has, which is really good. I think the other thing which is a really good piece is for you charging. They've swapped it from from the old sort of cigarette lighter kind of one to a USB port instead, which I think is much better.
Oh, I have to say, this is a great fun bike to ride. I can see why people really like this bike, and why it's so popular. You know, it has filled a void since it came out a few years ago. It has absolutely filled a void. That sort of mid-range adventure bike, and because it's very basic, it's a brilliant bike to take on a long journey. And you know, the engine is bulletproof. I think it's a 689 parallel twin. That's been around for a long time. And the Ténéré has been around for about 40 years in all its different shapes and sizes and different models. And I think if you're going on roads like this, and you're doing a bit of dirt and a bit of country lanes, I think it's the most fantastic bike. It really is a great bike to ride. If you're doing a lot of highway and big roads and long distances on the road, I don't think it's as good as maybe some other bikes, you know. And I don't think that they're trying to be that bike. So you know, it's definitely one to sort of think about. And it's very good off road. It's got a great feeling. I'm just going up the little dirt road here. You can see there's some other motorcycles have been up here. Oh, hello, hang on. Oh, a bit of rut. Oh, a bit overgrown. Oh, opens up a little bit here, and it really transitions really well. I've just gone straight from the road straight onto this, and it feels great. It feels light. That's one of the things about this bike, is that it is very light, and you can happily sit on this bike for hours, I would have thought, and just had a great enjoyment, I think. And the suspension is good. You can always upgrade to a more spec'd out model, but you know what? If you just want something you're going to use every day, a little bit of rally, a bit of tar, a bit of dirt like this, well then you've got it's a very nice ride, I have to say.
I really like riding this bike, I have to say. I think it's really confidence inspiring. I think if you're new to the adventure world and if you haven't ridden that much off-road, I think this gives you real confidence. It's a great bike to start with. I think if you're a really good rider, I think you can get as much as you want out of it as well. It's very, very capable to do pretty much anything. All you have to do is look on YouTube and see what crazy things that people do with this bike. So overall, I think it's a fantastic looking bike. I love it. I love the history of it. I love that it's been around for such a long time, and it's an iconic name and it's an iconic brand.